Thank you very much, Namita. Thank you very much indeed. Your Excellency, Commodore Josiah Vorenge Bainimarama, Honorable Prime Minister of Fiji, Honorable Foreign Minister, Mr. Ratu Inoke Kubuabolo, High Commissioner Designate, Mr. Ben Salakau, honored guests, my colleagues from the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, members of the Diplomatic Corps, ladies and gentlemen. Ni Sambula Vinaka. Good morning. It is indeed a great honor for me to be present here today with all of you, dear friends, and to represent the government of the Republic of South Africa at this very auspicious occasion, the grand opening of this new Chancery of Fiji. It is a particularly happy confluence of occasions that we meet here today, not only for the opening of the Chancery, but also to welcome you, Prime Minister, to South Africa. And we need to apologize in advance that the kind of weather that we ordered today may probably have not been the kind of weather that we would have expected in Africa in general, in South Africa in particular. But I have been informed that Fiji does indeed get cold during the winter, but I was assured that it doesn't get this cold. So this is also a very special weather for you, Prime Minister, so that you can forever remember your visit to South Africa. Our countries share strong bonds of friendship and rivalry on the sporting field, particularly in rugby. And we are delighted that you have decided on South Africa as one of the locations to expand your country's diplomatic outreach. The vibrant rivalry between our rugby teams, particularly on the Sevens Code, continues to form an important component of the friendship that characterizes our relations. At this very moment, we are all caught up in the excitement of this sport that we love with such passion. May I use this opportunity to congratulate Fiji on qualifying yet again for the Rugby World Cup, which will be held in New Zealand during September and October of this year. Unfortunately, our two countries have been drawn in the same grouping, which means that we will be adversaries from the start of the tournament. It is our wish that this tournament will open new avenues of sporting engagement between South Africa and Fiji and further cement the warm friendship that so happily exists between our two countries and peoples. And since we are the defending champions in this Rugby World Cup, Your Excellency, we are mindful of the run for our money that Fiji gave us in the last World Cup. So we certainly would like to ensure that we rise to the occasion in defense of our glory. Mr. Prime Minister, in 2002, the former President of South Africa, Mr. Thabo Mbeki, at the ACP summit that was held in Nandi, made a commitment on behalf of South Africa to open a mission in the Pacific region to underscore the importance that South Africa attaches to South-South relations and with particular the African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries. And it was through the guidance of the Pacific Islands Forum that it was unanimously suggested to our president that South Africa should set up its presence in the Pacific, in Fiji in particular. And I think this was in recognition of the role that Fiji plays in that part of the world and also in the context of our ACP relations. It was also in recognition of the leadership of Fiji on very important issues that pertain to our part of the world and that are of importance to our own peoples. And that is why, years later, we then officially opened our mission. And I must say it is the only mission in the Pacific Islands at the moment. And again, underscoring the importance that our country attaches to its relations with the Pacific region in general, but with Fiji and the people of Fiji in particular. South Africa and Fiji therefore share a common bond, not only in sport, but also a history characterized by solidarity in pursuit of the developmental agenda of the South in general and the ACP in particular. This common ground finds expression in our quest, among others, to seek attainment of the UN's Millennium Development Goals set as a target for 2015 in an attempt to seek the realization of a better world for all its peoples and nations. Since 1994, when we in South Africa attained our long-cherished ideal of a free and democratic society, we do what we can to seek closer ties of friendship with all countries of this world to bring about justice, peace, and stability. This is not always an easy task, and there are invariably differences of opinion in this regard. But the common denominator is this: in order to strive for peace and security, friends need to position themselves such that they can address differences in such a way that a genuine peace prevails. This is the role of diplomacy. And this is why it is so important that countries station diplomatic missions abroad. And we are certainly very happy to see Fiji setting footprint here. We need to maintain communication, even and perhaps particularly if there are differences that exist between us. After a period with only non-resident diplomatic representation, we are delighted that Fiji now has a resident High Commission and a new chancery in Pretoria. Although these premises are temporarily, as I understand it, the High Commission of Fiji will be a permanent feature of Pretoria's diplomatic landscape. Although South Africa's trade relations with Fiji are modest, our bilateral engagement is based on a firm foundation of friendship. Our cooperation in the multilateral arena, for instance, in environment and marine issues, matters pertaining to climate change and global warming, social and economic development, as well as in people-to-people relations. This is a threshold at which we are ready to move forward. Mr. Prime Minister, it is in this spirit of friendship and sporting competition that we in South Africa are eagerly looking forward to engage with one another in an open, transparent, and friendly manner. As our rugby sides will engage one another in the near future in a direct and engaging manner, and I have to say this, Excellency, because if I don't, I might probably lose my job, to mention that indeed, as we look forward to the Rugby World Cup, my blood is green, which basically means that we are certainly looking forward to the Springboks really giving Fiji and all the other competing teams there a run for their money, and we can bring back the trophy. We extend a warm friend of our friendship to you, and we commit ourselves to work with the people of Fiji to create conditions in our respective countries that will promote peace, democracy, development, and a better life for all our people. Mr. Prime Minister, as I conclude, and I wish to commend the able staff that you have designated to represent Fiji here in Pretoria. Since arriving only a few weeks ago, High Commissioner-designate Ben Salakau and Councillor Mr. Sisalo Oteliage have worked tirelessly to prepare for today's event. And we at the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, and I speak also on behalf of all our departments of government, are looking forward to working with this mission and with the officials that will be based here so that we can work together to further strengthen and deepen our relations in the common pursuit of those ideals that are close to our hearts. In conclusion, allow me once again to congratulate you on the opening of the Fiji High Commission's new chancery in Pretoria. We hope the symbolism of this event will find expression in the deepening of bilateral relations between our two countries. God bless Fiji. Guard her children. Guide her rulers. Thank you.